Hey everyone at PokeMoshPit, YuseiTheSynchroHero here, and I'm back with another Wi-Fi battle, Generation 5 Underused. And unlike the last battle that I actually uploaded here, it's not as awkward to narrate because it's a very good match and there's actually a lot of stuff that happens. So yeah, let's hope that we can keep up with it. So yeah, pretty much what I wanted to do is I wanted to try a modified version of my last UU team that I used. So that means I took out a couple of guys and I added a couple of new guys in their places and all that other stuff. And I wanted to try out maybe a couple of different movesets. Nidoking is one of those pokes that has a different moveset, but you'll see what it is momentarily. So, and anyways, my opponent is TheBlueDaf. He challenged me on Skype, I believe. And this is what happens. So, we both lead with a Rotom H. Right off the bat, you might think this is kind of boring and not interesting to watch. But right here is where things already start to get interesting because I go to my Nidoking predicting the Volt Switch. Now, he was hoping he would go first and get the Volt Switch off before me. But unlike him, you know, I have a ground type to block Volt Switch and he doesn't. So, yeah, on the Switch, I'm going to go for the Hone Claw. So this isn't just the regular sheer force. Well, it's sheer force, but it's not like the regular purely special attacker with like Life Orb or Choice Scarf. This is mixed Hone Claws. Now, it's actually a pretty neat set and I've tried it a couple of times. It actually does a lot of work, especially as a surprise factor, especially when people don't see it coming. So, he transforms into my Nidoking with his Mew, and knowing that I can wall my own Nidoking set, I'm going to go to my Rotom to take any hit, so that's going to work perfectly for me. So, he's going to switch into his own Rotom H again, and now, I was so tempted to hit the Volt Switch, but the reason I didn't do that was because if he stayed in and I went for Volt Switch, that would have been bad, because he would have been able to freely set up Hone Claws, take out my Rotom H eventually, and then sweep or something. I don't know. But that would be kind of bad if he got the chance to just set up. But here he went for the trick, and he was predicting me to switch out, but I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna. I know you're gonna trick, so I'm just gonna stay in and go for HPIs just to see what you'll do. So, yeah, and yeah, he went for Pain Split that time. So I'm thinking, wait, Pain Split on Scarf Rotom? I guess that's kind of interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Choice Scarf Pain Split. But anyways, I'm gonna go to Akiza, the Rose Raid. And I'm going to go for the Leech Seed this turn, knowing that I could live in Ice Beam. And I really want to wear this thing out because this could be a problem if I don't handle it post-haste. Because it can actually do quite a lot of damage to my team members. So, I go with the Leech Seed. It doesn't miss, so excellent. But now, I'm going to go to my Rotom H predicting the Ice Beam. The reason I didn't go to Milotic right away was because, I don't know. I didn't know what else he wanted to do, and I don't want him predicting that and going for Grass Knot. Just saying. So, well, that and I could potentially just, you know, I guess trick him make him stuck on one move. But right here, I'm going to switch into my Milotic thinking he would go for the Surf or the Ice Beam and rack up more Life Orb damage. But he makes a double switch. I'm not sure if he knew that was what I was planning to do, but he made a double switch into Mew, and that isn't good because he's going to get a free Soft Boil up. Whether I stayed in with Milotic or not, because mine's bulky and his is presumably bulky. So, yeah, out of the two bulky pokes, Mew's faster. So, yeah, I can't quite take him out before he could set up that Soft Boil. So, I go for the Volt Switch, and he's going to go for the Transform. Now, I really couldn't afford to go for the Overheat and get a -2 special attack and then just switch out and let him do whatever he wants. So, yeah, that really would kind of suck. Now, he does transform into Azelf, and he knows that my Azelf is physical because, you know, he transformed in it, and he just went for the explosion. So, yeah, I could have went to Registeel on that hit, but I didn't want him going for U-turn on him and getting the switch advantage. In fact, I would rather have my Rotom H die, but I don't know, I guess it kind of worked out for him anyways, because I guess that was kind of a huge threat to his team. Kind of like Empoleon is to this team, so he's going to go for the Fake Out with his Hitmontop, seeing the damage and Life Orb recoil, so I'm like, yeah, that is definitely Technotop here, and which is something I don't see as often as the bulky set. Actually, two of his pokes I usually see as bulky setup and not offensive. So I'm speaking about Hitmontop and Empoleon. So I'm going to bring in my Roserade, go for the Leech Seed, because, I know I could probably live one hit, but he's going to go for the rest. I'm like, all right, perfect. And on Skype, I believe he also told me that his Mew carried Heal Bell. So he has like several resting Pokemon which he can wake up with Heal Bell, because it pretty much clears the status problems of every team member you have. So, and yourself. So that's definitely an interesting strategy, but it isn't going to be as effective here because I took out his Heal Bell already, or he took himself out rather. But he brings in Rotom. I'm thinking, all right, he's going to go for the trick or not go for Overheat, because he knows that I have a Milotic to take the Overheat, and with a -2 special attack, that wouldn't be good. But he goes for the trick. He gets my Black Sludge, or he gets her Black Sludge. So, yeah, Leech Seed and Black Sludge wrecking him, basically. Now, admittedly, since, Roserade's kind of crippled with a Choice Scarf too, I'm going to have to switch out at some point in case he brings in Shaman, which he has on this team. And he is going to go to Shaman with Volt switching. So, yeah, either way, he was going to go into it, but I would rather get in something else once he brings in the Shaman. So, yeah, that was kind of my plan at the time. So, right here, I'm going to go for the T-Wave because I want to just try to slow him down. And if he's offensive, with Life Orb, that'll kind of help too. So I can outpace him with anything else I have. So I am going to go with the T-Wave. I know I could take a couple of Earth Powers with ease because, Registeel is a boss when it comes to taking hits like that. For days. Pretty much for days, except, super effective. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Stealth Rock because I know I can live another Earth Power. But he goes with a Sea Flare, predicting my Azelf or Milotic. Probably Milotic because it's super effective on Milotic, and it can take Earth Power or HP Fire all day. Pretty much. Now, I do go to Azelf predicting the Earth Power, but he goes for the rest, which is fine with me, I guess. Because either way, I'm going to get some form of advantage. So, he's going to switch into Hitmontop, which I'm going to hit with the U-turn. So, I'm going to be able to switch into whatever I want to switch into. And I am going to take this opportunity and go into my Registeel. Now, why Registeel, you may ask? Well, because I want to get more Lefty's recovery with him. And since he's asleep for at least, since he went for rest, he's going to be asleep for 2 more turns, which definitely backfires on him. So, yeah, that definitely, Mew taking himself out in this case really crippled the strategy. So, he's going to switch out into his Spiritomb, which I completely forgot about. So, yeah, if I actually remembered, I would have went for the Iron Head and not another Seismic Toss. But, it's kind of a bit of a hindsight thing, and obviously I didn't write the team members down for this battle. I've been doing that lately, but sometimes I don't. I want to see how far I can go in a battle without doing that sometimes. But anyways, enough about that. He's going to go to Hitmontop to be Death Fodder just in case I went for T-Wave or something. But that is exactly what I do, so very good plan this part, especially when Hitmontop can't do anything because he's asleep for 2 turns. So, yeah, that kind of sucks for him. But right here, I'm going to go to Roserade predicting the trick or just being Death Fodder. But nothing happened here. He misses. And that was pretty beast. We were both like, did Akiza just go ninja on us? And I know that kind of sounds weird here, but that's what happened. She totally went ninja and dodged a fatal blow, and I didn't know it at first, but that was probably the critical point in the match. Like you're going to see later on, it is really critical. So, now, he goes for the HP Fire. I thought he would go for maybe C4 or Earth Power, predicting Milotic or Registeel to come in, but that is not so. He just went for the obvious move this time. Because of the way I've been playing, I've been making him over-predict a lot. So now I'm just going to make the obvious switches just to kind of mess with his head a little bit, It's kind of a neato idea, and then this team kind of works like that. It's pretty much about getting decent defensive synergy going and then get some good sweepers in for free, basically. So he goes for the rest. Now, I pretty much forced him to either attack me or go for rest. Because if he went for C-Flare, I could just go in Azelf after Milotic dies and go for the U-turn. just to take him out, or if he switches out, I get the scouting advantage. So it really didn't matter what that Shaman was going to do. So he does bring an Empoleon to quad resist the Ice Beam, which I didn't mind personally because I could just take him out in a couple more hits. And he goes for Grass Knot, and it does quite a bit of damage because Milotic is heavy. Like, yeah, you probably didn't see that coming. Some didn't know that, but Milotic is heavy, so that's why it did so much damage. But I know I could live one and just get a crit skull, which totally mattered, guys. Well, not really. It really didn't matter. But right here, he's going to go for the Sea Flare. He told me he didn't want me going for a Recover, but I actually just went for the Ice Beam just in case he went for Rest. Because I pretty much forced him to attack me. That or I could 3-hit KO him after he goes for the Rest. So it was pretty much a win-win situation either way. So he's going to bring in the Spiritomb now, and I'm going to go for U-turn again. So yeah, and before comments about Wild Chase anyone? So yeah, I'm pretty much going to be expecting that. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to go for the U-turn, go to Rose Raid, who, thanks to her being a ninja, just totally trolled on him. Yeah, you think the Spiritomb is trolling? No, Akiza is trolling. Which is, again, that sounds very weird. But, yeah, even as a Rose Raid, just doing some work. But, yeah, Shadow Sneak isn't going to take her out at any point right now. So, I'm just going to go with the Giga Drain. It's going to finish off the Spiritomb, and his last Pokemon is going to be the Shaman. But thanks to the layer of spikes that Rose Raid set up and the Stealth Rocks that Registeel set up, he's going to die. So, yeah. Nice try, Shaman. But you are gone, and that's going to be the end of the game. And there was a lot of switching around. I think this match was 40 turns long, and there was a lot going on. So, I hope you guys stuck around for that. There was a lot of stuff to actually explain and everything. And I might have missed a couple of things, but you know, I had to try to speed up the battle with relative ease. I didn't want to make it go too fast because I wanted to try to explain my thought process for some of the moves I did. But, yeah. If you like this battle, you can hit the thumbs up button if you wish. Leave a comment. You know, what did you like about this battle? What didn't you like? What do you think of the teams that me and my opponent used? Like, do you think they were good? Do you think they were crappy? You know, leave your thoughts below. I'm actually interested. Anyways, I'm gonna say peace out before I go too far off into a ramble mode. So, yeah, peace out, MoshPit.